Hello, my good and gorgeous people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. For sure, I'm so much excited. It has been quite a minute, if not a century, because who does that? I'm so sorry for being so away for quite some time, but thank God that I've been fine, I've been good. For those who have been worried, for those who have been wondering, your girl is fine. I'm very much fine and I thank God for that. And I hope you're also good. I missed you guys, I missed this place, and I'm back. I'm back. And the good thing is that I've come back with some lovely memories. I've come back with some good moments. So kindly stick by because I have much that is rolling. And maybe today is another lovely and gorgeous day. I'm actually happy and excited about this day because it's a very special day for me. Reason being, and maybe as some of you know, today is the last day I'm getting to enjoy my 20s. I will no longer be 20 again. Today is 20th of July and it's bye-bye to 20s. It's a bit emotional, both happiness and maybe not sadness really, but zile za, oh, 20s are gone. Yeah, so, but it's a lovely day and I felt it's very important I get to like hold some memories about this day because it's quite a day for me. And I'm really looking forward to quite a lot in this day. And to my dear 96 babies, for those maybe who have already celebrated their 30th birthday, how is the feeling up there? How is the feeling in that floor? Okay. Let me at least record this and put a memory because I will really be remembering this day. The last day I was 20. And one, I'm grateful to God that He has really enabled me to come this far. Because if it weren't for Him, I don't know. I don't know, because for sure, 20s for me has been hectic. It has been challenging. It has been a roller coaster. From, do you know that moment when you are up on the mountain and instead of getting to a valley or maybe to get into a plain land, you get to another mountain? That has been me in my 20s. From one mountain to the other, from one storm to the other. There have been no time of resting. But I thank God for His mercies and His grace that has carried me all through. Because I can say His grace has been sufficient. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I remember actually getting to 20 just the other day. Yeah. I remember I had just completed my second year in campus and I was awaiting to join my third year. And it was a lovely moment. Yeah. I quite remember that time. And I was so excited to be, I'm 20 years. I was so excited. Not like now, actually. That time there was no mixed feelings. At the moment, I have quite mixed feelings because now I have matured. The good thing, after you're out of your 20s, you have really matured because life has taught you so many things. Because personally, I've really gone through a lot and I've learned a lot. So, glory to God because of the much I've gone through and I've come out victorious. And again, I really congratulate and clap for myself because I came out strong. Yeah. There's no any one time I went looking for a therapist that I was depressed and such like. I pushed myself even when things were not working. I congratulate myself for not losing hope, for not losing my identity. Because all along I think I've been sober and sane in what I want and maybe in my principles and in my accord. And I'm happy about that, about myself. I can really congratulate myself even for the many things that I've attained in the past 10 years. Because for sure I had. From graduating and getting my second class upper to maybe getting into the outside world, working in various hotels. I explored then realizing that maybe hotel is not my thing, getting into business, getting employed for quite some years, and now even getting to self-employment, and now here I am. I'm really proud of myself because I can say that I've done it. I've achieved quite a lot. I've gone through a lot, and maybe I've learned a lot. So one thing, I'm out of 20s with a lot of experiences, with a lot of maybe things that I can sit down and tell that girl who is getting to their 20s, do this, don't do this, don't try this, go do it this. And maybe for the generation I'll be bringing up, I have things that I can sit them down and tell them, do this, don't do this, because I think I've gone through a lot and I feel I'm so mature right now. Mature in like, I know to handle financial issues, I know to handle maybe relationship issues, love issues, family issues, maybe business issues and such like. I feel I've really matured, and my 20s have done me justice. I can't complain because they have like pushed me to all corners of life, and they have like nurtured me. So I'm really proud of my 20s. Very, very, very much proud. Very, very much proud. Even as I see this last day, much of it I'm excited. As much as I'm like, we share, I'll no longer be 20. You know, when growing up, I don't know why, that he looked so old. Aki, for sure it's not. Ama niaje, those people who are in their 30s, that is not that old. I don't know why we used to see like someone who is in their 30s like they are so old. They are not. Let me confirm to you that years old is not too old. And not that I'm getting there, it's only that I know I now have experienced it. I used to see it as so old because I hadn't experienced it. But now that I have, that years is not quite old. It's just a young girl, a young man somewhere who is trying to like maneuver and settle in life and such like. So yeah, I feel I've really learned quite a lot, and I'm glad about that. And again, I'm glad that I've gotten to realize who I am and maybe who I want close to me. You know, when you're young, you usually have a very big circle in your life, surrounded by so many people who maybe in one way or another, they are not adding any impact into your life. I'm to a point that I only have resourceful people in my life. Yes, I have people who I know they carry my burden in a great measure. Not just saying that I have so and so as my friend, so and so as my friend. At least that in one way or another, people who cannot help you in one way or another. So I feel one thing that I've been able to attain, having a very small circle, a circle that is impactful, a circle of people who I can cry to, and they will like respond to me accordingly. Not people who you will like just call them friends, but in times of needs, or maybe when you need them, they aren't there. The good thing of the people I have, very resourceful people, and I'm glad about that. And another thing that I'm glad about is that I'm gotten to this age, getting to know maybe what I want in life, in form of maybe career-wise or maybe business-wise and such like. Personally, I'm a business person, and I have been to a point of maybe I know what I want to venture on. It might not be a long term, but at least I know in the next several years I want to do this, and maybe later I want to do this, and I'm glad about that. And one thing that I would like to tell someone who maybe you are in your 20s, either early 20s or older 20s, and maybe an advice I can give to someone in their early 20s, especially for a girl, now that I've been there. If you're a girl and you really aspire and you really look forward to getting married and settling in marriage, being a missus, being a wife, being a mom, one advice I would give you, if it's possible and if everything is working, maybe you have a relationship that is working, maybe you have a man who you feel you are okay with, please, my dear girl, get married when you're in your younger 20s. When you're there from 23, 24, 25, 26, those are the best years of getting married. That is an advice to a young girl who you will maybe getting into your 20s or in your early 20s. And maybe not because that when you get older, maybe you will not get the best person and such. Like dating and relationships gets very hard up here. From your 27 upwards, people who are there and maybe people who have gotten out of that age gap, they can tell you dating becomes so chaotic. just because you have so many things that are lingering in your mind. And if it's possible, you see, when you're in campus, look for your soulmate there, so that when you're out of campus, you settle into marriage, and now you start the business world and the career world, both of you together. That one works very well. But it's not that it's 100%. I'm just but saying with my experience of how I've seen things. For me, it didn't work out for me like that. Maybe that's the reason I'm getting to my 30s and I'm not yet married. Just because I wasted, no, just because I didn't take my younger years seriously. Not by choice. I'm one person who really admired to get married when I was young, but I had actually purposed to get married when I think I was 20, 23, 24, yes. But you know, these things of relationship and dating, at times you try, you are like so certain that things are working, and all of a sudden things are no longer working and things go haywire. You get disappointed, you get discouraged, you get heartbroken, and maybe after healing from the heartbreak, you feel, you know, all that roller coaster. That is what happened to me, and I don't regret about anything, because everything happens with a purpose and a reason. And I feel there was a reason why that all those that broke, or maybe all those happened, and I don't quite regret about them. But just as an advice I'm giving to a younger person who you are in your 20s, and maybe when you get older, the pressure of maybe getting the right person, the pressure of maybe being a perfectionist, because next now you've grown up woman, and you really so certain of the things you want, and all those things that you want, you not get them in one person. And before you realize that, you get to a later ages and you're like, Allah, how did I get here? Such like, so that is an advice I can give to someone who is that younger. And personally, I'm proud and I'm glad for the extent I am. I feel there's nothing that I've skipped in my years, actually, because anything that I wanted to do, I did. And maybe what I didn't do, I will do it in the coming years. So I'm not quite like feeling a failure. No, I'm getting out of my 20s feeling successful. Yes, it was tough. There are days I cried, literally cried. These pillows of mine can attest to how at times some nights were chaotic. Yes. And the same pillows can say of how much I've cried to God and maybe seeking for some things. I'm one person who really believes in prayers, and I can say prayers have carried me through, because in the toughest times, I believed in God and I waited on God. On maybe the happiest times, I was grateful to God. And maybe the times I was so broken, I had people who I cried to, and they returned me back to God. And it's so lovely to surround yourself with people who love and they know God. Having a mom who knows God, sisters who know God. And I know everyone, you like friends and associates who, anytime you call someone and you're like, you know what, I'm going through this and this, and they tell you, do you know what the Bible tells us? Do you know what? Seek God. Do you know what? Pray God. You know, it's always so lovely to surround yourself with people who know God, because they will always be returning you back to God. Even when you feel like you're tired of waiting on this God, they like tell you the only solution you have is going back to this God. And that is how my 20s have been lovely. Yes, I can say I've cried. If there are times that I've cried, especially I think from my late 20s, from 25, 26 all along, all the way, I think those years I've cried. And I always say it's good to cry. I always feel that when I have a pain that I can relieve through crying, I'm usually happy. Because it comes to a times that I usually have a pain, that at times I try relieving it through crying, it doesn't come out. And that's when I usually know that my heart is truly broken and it's truly crushed. And if I cannot relieve it through crying, it's worse. And that's when I always feel like this one now needs a second person, as someone who I can really open up to and be like, do you know what? I feel I'm in my worst. So I can say it has not been easy. So if you're there and you're like feeling, oh, things are not working, things must not always work. At times they don't work. Personally, I can attest that at times things don't work. At times you're there trusting on God, you're there waiting on God, but things are just at standstill. And you don't have any other option other than waiting on this God, because what else other than waiting on Him? But I can say I'm glad. And here saying bye-bye to 20s. It's a bit emotional. I can't believe it. That I will no longer be 20. At how old are you? I'm 26. I'm 28. I'm 29. Oh, it's now forever gone. Where from tomorrow is how old are you? I'm 30. Oh, I'm 30. But one thing that makes me appreciate and be glad of me getting to that is that I can sit and remember years back. I have friends who maybe we were born the same year, and we have gotten to like lose them. I have a count of 2, 3, or 4 friends that I have attended their burials. They died in their 20s. So unfortunate and so sad. And this is the part that makes one, even without having achieved anything, be grateful to God, knowing that there's that one person you remember in your mind. You were with in high school, primary school, or maybe you grew up together, and imagine they didn't get to see their 30s, and they really aspired, they really looked forward to that, but they didn't. So even if you have not achieved anything and you're alive and kicking, why not be glad? Even if there's nothing that you ever planned that has come to be, and you now get into your 30s, you have another entire decade to do whichever thing you feel that you've not done. So I'm forever grateful myself. Whatever I've achieved, the many maybe mistakes I've done, the many wrong choices I've done, because I think most of the things that have pained me a lot are because of my wrong choices. You know, at times you make wrong choices in life, and not knowingly, just because you're in the age of growing up. And it's good. In your 20s, make as many long choices as you can. Because at times, and don't blame yourself for those choices. Because you cannot always be perfect. You're running and you're growing. So I can say that even if I've made so many bad choices, and they have led me to depression, and they have led me at times to stress, to depressions and such like, what I can say is I'm grateful that I'm alive, that God has protected me, that I've not been into the hospital just because I don't know I'm suffering this and this illness. And I'm just grateful to God, because there's someone who really wished but they didn't. That is the part that makes me, even if I'm like, oh, my 20s are gone, I'm glad and I'm happy that they are not just only gone, but I've seen my 30s. And remembering that that person who really wished but they didn't. So one thing that I can say is that I'm really glad. Yes, I may have that feeling of, oh, hey, 20s are gone, but the biggest part of my heart is gratitude and happiness, and maybe a lot of thanksgiving to the Almighty God, and even to people who have held my hand all along in my 20s, getting out of the hands of my parents, because now after campus, you're like out of the hand of your parents, having siblings who have held my head right here, who have held my head here and there, having the society, people who like have opened doors in their in their maybe businesses and in their farms and in their setups, people who have employed me in the past years, people who have interacted with me. You know, I've been to so many activities, and I can say it has taken an entire society, if not a community, to just like hold this girl all along in those years. And even those people who are still holding me even now, I'm forever grateful, and I say thank you. So to my family, to my parents, to my friends, to the people we relate with, I'm really grateful, and I say thank you. Thank you for having me, and I'm really grateful, and I'm really awaiting even to have a very happy 30, another happy decade. And I'm really anticipating for a lot. I'm really trusting God for much, and much will share from tomorrow and the days that are coming. So today was just saying bye bye 20s, bye bye 20s, and welcome, come, welcome, that is. So kindly wish me happy birthday in advance, because tomorrow is the day. And happy birthday in advance. Bye bye for now. See you tomorrow.